grab your attention. I know we're trying to eat, but Captain Ford is here and she would like to speak with Teresa.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I record her with her badge on?
Yeah.
With her badge on? Can I record her with her badge on?
Yeah.
Forward and send you to that. She has another meeting. He's taking all part of this.
Okay. You want to come up?
Oh, sure.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
I do apologize. This is really important, but they both three meetings at the same time. But well, thank you everyone for coming to Teresa's retirement. We are so sorry to see her go. 45 years of nursing.
Yeah.
That is quite an accomplishment. Been here since 1993.
Sort of, kind of. Started in 1989 with Phyllis in labor and delivery. I left and then came back in 1993. Yes.
She has been integral in developing OH, in spearheading the CDTF, and making sure that OH functions and works like it does. I don't know if you're replaceable, but
No, she's not. We all agree.
I have great teammates, team players, so we all get along very well.
I have several certificates and awards for you. The first one is the coin. This is probably one of our last of this design, so I just want to say thank you so very much.
Thank you.
The next one is certificate appreciation from Colonel Pitney. I do apologize, he can't be here right now. Colonel D. Willie did stop by and say hi, right?
Yes, she did. She was here, yes.
As did Colonel Hernandez.
Colonel
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. But I just want to, on behalf of Colonel Pitney, I wanted to present you with your certificate of appreciation for all those tireless, wonderful years of service.
Thank you. We're smiling.
Also the certificate of retirement.
Awesome.
Yes. But not the last one. Again, thank you so much for your service. And the last one is a little bit more official. So we're going to do attention to orders. This is to certify that the Secretary of the Army has awarded the Civilian Service Commendation Medal to Teresa Long for meritorious service while assigned to the Occupational Health Clinic at General Leonard Wood Army Community Hospital from January 1989 to July 1990, and from May 1992 to September 2020. Ms. Long's commitment to excellence and immeasurable contributions greatly benefit the Occupational Health Clinic, Preventive Medicine Division, and General Leonard Wood Army Community Hospital's missions. Ms. Long's exemplary performance reflects great credit upon herself, the Army Medical Command, and the United States Army. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very
Appreciate it.
welcome. All right, does anybody have anything they would like to say while she's up here on the floor? Those of you who have worked with her for many, many years.
Well, okay. All right, Terry.
What I want to say is, I've known Teresa. She's probably one of the people I've known the longest here now, because I've been here for so long as well. But for you to take a chance on me, I appreciate that. And I love working with you guys, and I probably should have done it 5 years sooner instead of staying in immunizations. And
I tried.
I know you did. I know you did. And I love what I do now. And I thank you for teaching me and being a mentor and being patient with me.
Thank you, Terry.
I'll go ahead and talk too. I have probably worked the longest with Teresa. I've been here 18 years with Teresa. I came from the emergency department in primary care and had no clue what OCHELP was, what it was. So she started me off from scratch.
You were cocky.
Yeah, I was an ER guy, so you can imagine my attitude. And why is this nurse telling me what to do? Yeah, but she was great. She made me read regs, which I hated, and then she kind of quizzed me on it to make sure I knew what was in it, and that I was doing what I was supposed to do. And when I was wrong, she corrected me, but she was nice about it. She was never mean. I think the only time I remember her getting mad at me was when they brought 2 physicals. One was found in the supply room downstairs in the basement. The other was found up on the 5th floor. And what had happened was Dr. Martin, he was kind of scatterbrained a little bit and left them up there. So she came in to chew me out to say, do not give those to him. You didn't. And I'm like, he's my boss. No. So the next time I brought him up, I figured, well, this is going to stir some crap up. So I go in, I go in front of him, and he says, well, just leave him there. And I said, no, sir. Mrs. Long says, you have to sign this before I leave, and I have to take it. And he looked at me, and then he grinned, and he signed them. I knew at that point that Teresa was in charge. Yeah, Teresa was in charge.
Trying to keep you out of trouble.
And thank you for mentoring me. I appreciate it. Thank you for being my friend. Hopefully Randy understands what I wrote, that I'm losing my work life after 18 years. This is not easy for me.
I know. Do not throw charts during this next inspection. Do not throw charts.
In the very first inspection that we had with the IG was very rude and obnoxious. And of course, I'm not used to dealing with that in the ER without saying something back. So they would bring records into me and say, well, he said something's wrong. And I'm like, I threw it across the room, and I'm like, screw this, then I do it. And her and Dr. Martin were like, calm down, you can do this. And they talked me off the edge,
Yes. More than once.
And she saved Dr. Williams's life many times. I was ready to kill Dr. Williamson many times, and she saved Dr. Williamson.
True.
But with that, I'll shut up and let anybody else who wants to speak.
I would like to present to Teresa Long the Missouri House of Representatives resolution. Whereas from time to time, the members of the Missouri House of Representatives are called upon to recognize various endeavors of outstanding Missourians, a task which legislation body embraces with great enthusiasm. As whereas Teresa K. Long, a resident of Dixon, Missouri, will retire from her position as Chief of Occupational Health at General Leonard Wood Army Community Hospital on September 30th, 2020. Following 30 years of steadfast and admirable service, and whereas the longest serving nurse at General Leonard Wood Army Community Hospital in many years, Teresa Long is an outstanding individual who has faithfully performed her important duties and responsibilities with the utmost professionalism, conscientiousness, and fairness. Whereas Teresa Long has mentored dozens of new nurses at General Leonard Wood Army Community Hospital, for which she manages its clinic as well as its satellite clinic chemical defense training facility. Whereas Teresa Long is known, admired, respected for her helpful attitude and friendly manner in which she has always greeted people in and around the hospital, a unique quality that will be greatly missed by many. And whereas a certified occupational health nurse who holds a bachelor's degree in nursing, Teresa Long has also enjoyed recognition by working with the Pulaski County Health Department and Phelps County Hospital. And whereas Teresa Long has been blessed with the love and support of a wonderful family, including her husband Randy Long, 4 children and their spouses, Gary and Maria Long, Jenna and Derek Doolittle, Josh Long, and Jace and Michaela Long, and her mother Catherine Rushing. Now therefore it be resolved that we, the members of the Missouri House of Representatives 100th General Assembly, join in expressing deep gratitude for the superb service that Teresa Long has rendered to General Leonard Wood Army Community Hospital during the past 3 decades, and in wishing her ample opportunity to enjoy the the world of golf, and be further resolved that the Chief Clerk of the Missouri House of Representatives be instructed to prepare a properly inscribed copy of this resolution for Teresa K. Long,
Wow.
signed Stephen Lynch.
Wow, thank you so much.
But I just have something to say. My husband got cancer last year, and as I sat in the emergency room, they took him upstairs to see if the cancer had gone to his brain, and it was in his lungs. And I called Teresa, because I knew I could call her, and the first thing she said, "Do you want me to come? I can be there within an hour." And I said, "No, I'll be all right." And she said, "Are you there by yourself?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "I can be there. I can leave right now." And I said, "No, I'm okay. I'll be all right." And we struggled 11 months. And when we struggled through all this, she was right beside me. "Tell me what you need. What do you need? Do you need to be off? Do you need to go now? Tell me what you need." And she has been there, and I really appreciate that. I couldn't have done it without her. She was right there.
I'm already crying. I'm a crybaby anyway, but I've known Teresa for 8 years. This is the only government job that I've held. It's the first and the only one that I've held. And I worked for a few supervisors, and I shared that with her when I first got here. I had like a horrible supervisor that really kind of traumatized me in my life. And like Stephanie said, Teresa is very supportive. I've had pretty much a rough life, and I shared some things with her, and she listened to me because I felt like she would understand me more because I'm so emotional or whatever. And I know you should be able to be strong enough to hide that in the workplace. But in everything that I've gone through since I've been here, and a big part of it is because I hadn't been away from my family the period of time this long, and I've suffered very many losses in like key people in my life. But our workplace is like a family. It's not just work. And it made it so much easier for me in being away from home, because everybody know I love Texas.
That's the Texas mask, yeah.
So, but not only that, and being supportive of that part for me, she's also encouraged me. She's one supervisor that has encouraged me so much and seen so much in me to be something more than just a medical support assistant. And I just feel bad sometimes that I didn't take on some of the things because I do other things in my life too. But I have to stand here and make a vow that I will push forward like you asked me to do, and be everything that you see in me. I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you, God.
I'm supposed to be the hostess.
All right, I'm gonna say just a minute or so.
You're next on the retirement block unless there's somebody else in here that is going.
I remember when I applied for my job many, many years ago, and Teresa didn't hire me, she hired Donna.
Scary.
That was a good decision on her part, because shortly thereafter, she hired me. So, but I've been working as a nurse for many, 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 many years. I've had a lot of bosses. I've had some good ones, but this one takes the cake. I have never once called her for something that I needed that she didn't say yes. She's never denied me to take time off. She has said, go take care of your mom. Go take care of your daughter. Don't worry about this. Never. And we appreciate that. We all do. Because I know if she's done it to me, she's done it to every one of you guys too. She's never told me no when I needed something. And it's nice to have a boss like that, but through these years, I've seen she's not just a boss, she's one of my best friends now. And she's leaving and retiring, but I fully intend that I'm gonna see her. We're gonna have lunch, we're gonna go on a road trip, we're gonna go
I'm
do
not
some
zip
fun.
lining or whitewater.
I don't think she can handle my road trips. We'll stick with her. But,
We'll road trip.
she's just more than a boss. She's a good friend, and I'm sure we all feel like that. And I'm right behind you, girl.
You are right.
I'm right behind you.
I'll keep it short and sweet. You say you have a great team, but it takes a great leader to make a great team. And you've done that to all of us.
Thank you.
I missed you already. So hurry up and come back.
I'd just like to say that I've known with you for 15 years, Teresa, 15. And she did lie to me when she brought me on board. I had no idea the type of job I was getting into. But I've stuck it out with her, and you are 1 in a million. So I was here less than a year when I had to take FMLA, and you were supportive. You were great. You checked on me. You cared. Thank you. You are a wonderful leader, and you've been fair across the board. I have seen you make people cry, but I've seen you hug us too, and I thank you. I thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you for 15 years, and I hope to see you at the park, and we'll take a couple laps.
We will do. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa, for taking a chance on me back in 2009, for hiring me. We had a great interview. I thought it was great. We talked about everything from me playing a flute to everything else. So I just thank you for taking a chance. Thank you for allowing me to do things outside of my PD that set me up for success. So I just thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say hail to the queen of honor.
Yeah, who's gonna cut the cake now? Cut the cake.
Well, I started here in 2004.
All right, yeah.
When we first started out, you were on the first floor and I was on the 6th floor. One of the things my office does for occupational health, we're kind of the eyes and ears and the foot soldiers for things that happen out there on the installation, testing, and providing recommendations for the medical surveillance that you provide. When I first started, we were kind of separated. We didn't talk a whole lot. We saw each other at meetings. But as things progressed, the occupational health business progressed, we more and more got together on different things, and your support in following up with what we do out there was outstanding, and keeping people in medical surveillance and providing them good health care. And you will be missed in our program too as well. Thank you very much.
I always knew where I stood because when I heard my middle name, I was in front.
Paul would get frustrated at the computer, and I knew it, and I'd go in there and Paul Edward. He just settled down then. So, hey, I'm gonna pass the torch to you, so for the next nurses week or whatever, you go and be the oldest or the most experienced nurse. Take your place.
That's a nice way. Well, that ain't sharpest knife in the drawer, but you know, I guess longevity has a benefit, I guess.
I always got the honor of being the most experienced or the most seasoned. I forget how they call it, but I always got that honor the last few years. So I'll pass that to you, Paul. Well, I'll say a couple things. I really enjoy what I do, have since the day I started occupational health. I loved learning the science of how the chemicals react in our bodies, and industrial hygiene was the one that guided me through that. And we had a hospital commander that took me under his wing, sent me to those military schools, sent me to regulation schools, believe it or not. I had to learn how to read those regulations. And somebody took a chance on me. That's why I've encouraged you all to enhance your career by the IDPs and such like that. So I started with Phyllis, labor and delivery. That was not my, no, let them little babies, but those speculums somehow just kind of slid out on their own. I just didn't know why. But and then Karina, I thought she was going to leave me a couple times because of the tear gas episode, and then the spider that
Hazard pay.
Hazard pay.
I deserve it.
now Karina and her crew were always trying to get hazard pay. Okay, so be prepared for that. All right. And Deb, we started out many, many years ago. What year?
I started working with Teresa back in '98, and the morning that I got notification of the job come in for an interview, I was like, oh my God. So I've been with preventive medicine since '98, working with Teresa. I started out doing the hearing testing, working upstairs with occupational health half a day, going downstairs, working the hearing clinic. But she is definitely the best boss. I've been here 20-some years, and nobody beats her. I mean, she'll treat you fair. She'll award you if you're doing great. So your kindness and your good hard work doesn't go unnoticed with her. She's definitely the best boss I've ever had. Probably will ever have. I'm definitely.
I tried to get you to come back to the health side, but.
Yeah, I always remember you said that. Sometimes I want to go, and she's like, "I'm just reel her right back in." It's been a pleasure, Teresa. I'm going to miss you a whole lot.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. So, well, this has all been a trick because I decided not to retire. On a side note, no, that's just the trick. So I'll process on the 30th. I will miss you all. It's like family. You know, come here and work 8, 9 hours, 10 hours a day. And the things that we've been through are parents passing or my dad passing. You guys are so supportive. Your dad passing. We've seen children born, grandchildren born, children that needed extra help, and we've supported one another through that. I never will forget when my dad passed away, the amount of support that I had from you all. Even though it was Tim. And Doc Williamson ended up in Vienna, Missouri. But you finally made it back to Dixon, Missouri. But that support was just phenomenal. And I really appreciate it. I know you all are hungry.
Yes.
So let's eat. Go ahead and eat. Thank you all for coming. You guys mean the world to me, and I really appreciate the support over the years. Thank you for this wonderful spread and the Mizzou cake and buttercream icing. Yes.
Oh, you have to cut the cake. You have to make the first cut at least.
Okay,
You want to go ahead and cut the cake?
You want chicken and meat?
We'll just start putting some on.
What?
Oh, let's, did you get a picture of this?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. All right, beans and rice are.
It's really pretty.
Need any chips, salsa, guacamole? All right, you need any guac or sour cream or salsa?
Some raisin cakes.
Guac.
Nice.
I'm gonna want all of it.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right, need some salsa in there.
At least it was some good fights on that started playing when the phone went off. Forgot to turn my phone off.
Chips?
Yeah, no.
But at least it was the Mizzou fights on.
All right, so sour cream, guac, or?
Everything. They have.